with that, other questions that the board has of the general manager?
I'd just be happy to answer any questions that came up during testimony if you'd like.
I have three.
Go ahead, sure. Steve.
What is the appraised value of the building or that site?
We're not in a position where we can provide that to you because the negotiations are confidential. I did provide that information to the Finance Committee this morning.
So, well, the appraised value is public record. I mean, it's a tax.
That's a good question. I don't. We have a fresh new appraisal, and that's what the offer is based on, and that's what the
I'm
negotiations.
talking about Multnomah County.
The county appraised value.
Assessed value.
That's a good question.
Assessed value is different than the
Appraised
appraised
value,
value.
yeah.
I don't have the assessed value.
We can certainly get that to you.
So, are there other beneficiaries to the acquisition of this site that go beyond TriMet and the Portland to Milwaukee Light Rail Systems? To that point, would the Portland Development Commission Urban Renewal District be a beneficiary? Would access to the South Waterfront, not specifically by the light rail line, but by other means, be a beneficiary? And in that context, would they, to some extent, be participants in the acquisition, not exclusively TriMet through the construction of the Portland to Milwaukee light rail line? And the third relates to, I understand the property owners being in limbo, financial limbo, property limbo, and project limbo. Yet the timing of this as it relates to considerations that TriMet is undertaking with its regional partners and with the federal government, August 11th versus sometime in the future. Limbo is limbo. I learned when I was young it's supposed to be forever. In this case, I'm wondering about a limbo that might be a few months, not perpetual.
Well, again, we don't have the county assessed valuation. I have shared with the Finance Committee the actual appraised value that we're beginning negotiations with that. Related to the other partners, this has been identified in the past as a key parcel. If you begin to look at it, it's sort of right in the line, if you will, of a Lincoln Avenue, a Lincoln Street extension. At various points in time, it's been proposed as either a transit or a bike pedestrian or a roadway connection. As this is developed, the roadway connection was ultimately developed at Harrison Street into that area, but I think other connections are always desirable and have been on the city plan for a long time. But I would back off of that to only say that, obviously the key use of it right now would be for the Portland-Milwaukee project and whatever portion of it that is funded. And again, its key location, I think, makes it quite low risk in terms of the acquisition. And in terms of the timing, it is a timing question for the owner of the property. They are consolidating their radio stations as we speak. We began that process with them some time ago. They do need the proceeds from the sale in order to complete the consolidation of their operation, which they needed to do and was desirable as this combined problem, if you will, of the acquisition approached them. I think it's very important, and this is frankly typical of how we approach these things, is really work closely with the owner to make sure that we can align their business plans with the actual acquisition. And so that's indeed what we've done in this case. And the flip side of that is it's a critical timing issue for the owner.
Hakeem, did you have a question?
Yeah, a couple things. Meaning, are we making this decision knowing that we could have used those funds for something else? Why they restricted type funding? And then, the second issue, I don't know, it's a question of a concern around the risk-reward implications.
For those related to funding, and I appreciate the question, these are funds